This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com, bringing you everyday low prices with no membership fees. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive $10 off any order of $100 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4 in the latest Silver Storm colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is wolf gray in color with gray strings. You're going to find a pink Nike swoosh on one side and your pink Nike football branding on the other. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So I'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at the Silver Storm colorway of the Nike Mercurial Superfly 4 that looks a little bit different in person than I was honestly expecting. So in today's video, we're going to take a detailed look at the colorway itself. We're also going to go over all the tech specs and talk about the performance features as well as how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more about the Superfly 4, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you guys are interested in more details on the overall performance, be sure to check out the full written review on my website. That'll be the first link down below in the description. Also on that review page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick these guys up below their normal $275 retail price. So if you're interested in the pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now this is of course part of the Silver Storm pack from Nike, which means that the shoe features a wolf gray base that looks pretty good on the Superfly 4. You're going to find that the exposed Flyknit areas, some are solid gray, the main parts of the upper, and then the elasticated portions through the middle of the foot as well as the collar features this kind of salt and pepper look where you have a combination of that wolf gray color as well as black with black mid-layer colors in the actual Flyknit itself, which looks really cool. You have the black rim across the top of the collar and more of that gray detailing there on the inside in the form of this arrow pattern. As far as the Nike skin portion is concerned, it looks a little bit different than I was honestly expecting. It's not a straight up wolf gray like you see from the rest of the pack. And just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about, here is a look at the Silver Storm Hypervenom Phantom 2. You can see this has more of a matte gray finish, whereas this has kind of a shiny gray finish. And depending on how the light hits it, it gives the shoe not necessarily a color changing effect, but it shines in kind of like a light purple, light blue type of color, which looks really, really cool and very nice in person. A lot more premium than I was honestly expecting gray Superflies to look. As far as the main accent color is concerned, that is a hyper pink color, which we have seen from Nike before. Very bright, vibrant pink. You're going to find it in the main Nike swoosh right here with the black outline, as well as the Nike swoosh on the medial side. Your ACC branding in black, your Mercurial branding across the back of the shoe in black as well. And then moving on to the sole plate, you can see that the sole plate is of course your standard black carbon fiber with the stud plate on top being a solid pink plastic, which gives this shoe a pretty unique look in comparison to all the other Superfly colorways that normally have a translucent plastic stud plate. So this does look a little bit different. And then the tips of the studs are translucent with a little black material in the middle just to give it kind of that matching look. Very, very cool colorway. Definitely something different if that's what you're looking for. But that's pretty much it as far as what you need to know regarding the colorway. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Superfly 4 is a very capable shoe and it's very popular for that reason. Now, if you guys do want more details on the overall performance other than what I'm going to skim over in the video, be sure to check out the full written review on my website. That'll be the very first link in the description. And I'll also leave an annotation on screen to my playtest video as well as my traction test video of the Superfly 4 if you want to see these things in action. So, what do you need to know about the Superfly 4? The main reason why you'd pick these up is for the Flyknit construction of the upper, the mid-cut design, and the carbon fiber sole plate. Those are the three defining characteristics of this shoe that really do shine when it comes to the overall performance features that it has to offer. Now, the Flyknit base is completely seamless. It's a one-piece construction, or at least all the different elements are knitted together to the point where they are completely seamless when they're on your feet. And that's really part of the reason why you'd buy this shoe in the first place. It has that sock-like level of not necessarily comfort, but that sock-like type of feel where the shoe feels like it flows from your leg onto your foot with no real transition point. There is a bit of a getting used to period with this particular shoe. They're not going to feel perfect from right out of the box, but once you do get used to how they feel and they break in a little bit, it can be a very, very comfortable shoe and quite a pleasurable playing experience. Very, very unique type of feeling when you're wearing the Superfly 4. As far as the Flyknit construction is concerned, you're going to have a more structured knitted pattern running through all the areas of the shoe that are covered with that Nike Skin top layer. This element, or this area of the Flyknit material, is not going to have any extra stretch to it. It's still soft, it's still flexible, but it's not going to have that same elasticated quality as what you're going to find running through the middle of the shoe as well as in the collar. So it's very thin. It's reinforced internally with an internal fused on support cage that I can't actually show you guys because I can't open up the shoe. You also have woven into or knitted into the upper itself your brio cables that run from the base of the sole into the lacing system, acting as that extra supportive element. So when you do slide your foot inside, the shoe is going to automatically wrap it really nicely, but when you pull the laces tight, it's going to tug on these brio cables that helps to lock your foot in place very securely, making for an extremely responsive feel when you're making those quick cuts and changes of direction. The Superfly 4 is one of, if not the most responsive shoe on the market at the moment. You're going to find that the shoe is also finished off with ACC all conditions control, acting as your wet control element, and the overall grip you get on the ball in wet weather playing conditions is actually pretty good. So if you're looking for something that is very thin and going to provide a premium barefoot feel, that's exactly what you're going to get here from the Superfly 4. As far as water resistance is concerned, because that is a question that I get a lot regarding this particular model, it's actually very water resistant, more so than a standard low cut shoe would be, mainly because the Flyknit material, while it is exposed kind of sock-like material that a lot of people would think just would absorb water very, very quickly, it's actually very dense, and there's tons and tons of layers to it. So the top layer might get wet, but it actually takes quite a lot for water to actually seep through to the inside of the shoe. So even if it is raining quite heavily, as long as you're not standing in a puddle for 10 seconds at a time, you're not going to have any issues with your feet getting wet at all. These are actually some of the more water-resistant shoes currently on the market. Laces run through the middle, as you guys can see, because it is a one-piece construction. You have no overlapping material, so you get a nice uniform touch across the entire foot. Elasticated through the middle, your elasticated dynamic fit collar that really doesn't have any structure to it. A lot of people think this is an ankle support element. That is not the case at all. It's there to provide a certain look and a certain feel, and it does that appropriately, but it doesn't really have any performance benefits. There's no extra ankle support here. There's no extra ankle protection. It's just there to provide a certain type of feel, and it does that very well on all the mid-cut models from Nike. You're going to find that inside the shoe there is an internal a heel lining material that's a smooth synthetic leather with some padding, nothing too significant. I'll give you guys a quick look at the insole that is fully removable. The insole is a mesh liner on top. It's a single layer of foam and obviously does have the perforations throughout. Nothing too fancy, but it does get the job done, and it's a decent thickness as far as Mercurial insoles go, at least in comparison to what we've seen in the past. It does have an internal plastic heel counter, as you guys can hear. It is there. And then moving on to the sole plate and stud pattern, you have the carbon fiber sole plate that is arguably the coolest looking sole plate on the market at the moment. As far as performance benefits that it has in comparison to the Vapor 10, which has a compressed nylon sole plate, the exact same shape, honestly, you're not going to notice any performance differences. It's nice and flexible. Really no issues with cracking based on what I've seen or experienced myself. And it just gets the job done. It's thin, it's flexible, and stud pressure is not an issue. Really all you can ask for. Not to mention it looks very, very cool. As far as the stud pattern is concerned, it's classic Mercurial. You get obviously all bladed stud pattern in both the forefoot as well as in the heel. Very aggressive traction when it comes to making quick cuts and changes of direction. Pushing off in any direction, you're going to get tons and tons of bite. So if that is what you're looking for, you absolutely cannot go wrong with any of the Mercurial models, as they all have this exact stud pattern in the current lineup. So traction, definitely a very strong point on the Mercurial series in general, as it has been for a very, very long time now. So that's pretty much it as far as performance is concerned. Again, if you guys do want more details, check out that full written review on my website, first link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's move on to a quick weigh-in so we can see how lightweight these guys are. In terms of weight, the Superfly 4 is nice and light, as you would expect. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.9 ounces, which is the equivalent of 196 grams. So just under or right at the 7-ounce mark. Same as all the other Superfly 4 colorways for those that are wondering. And it's a nice lightweight shoe, both in hand as well as on feet, especially considering how nice they fit and how responsive they feel when the laces are tied tight. With that being said, this is not the lightest shoes on offer from Nike. You can actually get a lighter option from the Nike Magista Opus, believe it or not, or of course the Mercurial Vapor 10, which is currently Nike's lightest shoe. So if you want the lightest of light, this isn't it, but if you're just looking for a lightweight feel in general, the Superfly 4 definitely has what you're looking for. All right, so here is a look at the Silverstorm Superfly 4s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock gray laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of Junior reflective pink SR4U replacement laces. Now, the Junior variety is something that I haven't shown on the channel before, but they are now available on www.sr4ulaces.com. And there will be a video specifically on this variety of SR4U laces coming very, very soon. Essentially, what the difference is the length of the lace. Standard SR4U replacement laces are 47 inches long, pretty much exactly the same as the stock laces you'd find on a pair of Superflies. And as you guys can see, that leaves a lot of extra length for most people. So with this Junior lace that is 37 inches long, if you want to eliminate a lot of that extra length, you can definitely do that with the Superfly 4, the Magista Obra, and the Hypervenom Phantom 2, as they all have fairly long stock laces. So if you do feel that your laces are a little bit longer than you'd like them to be, you want to buy some replacement laces, the Junior variation, they're available in 10 different colors right now, is definitely something to look into because it helps to tidy up the top of your shoes. Because of the design, there's really nowhere to tuck the extra slack. So with a shorter lace, it eliminates a lot of that extra bulk, and in my opinion, looks a lot better as well. So if you're interested in some of these new Junior reflective SR4U replacement laces, www.sr4ulaces.com is the website to go to. You'll find a direct link to that down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, they're very, very comfortable shoes, but they do take some getting used to. If you haven't worn any of the mid-cut Flyknit models from Nike in the past, like I said, they will feel a little bit weird at first, but once you do break them in properly, they will start to be more and more comfortable, to the point where they do really have that sock-like sensation on your feet. Has that one-to-one kind of flow where it comes from your leg onto your foot and really doesn't have any noticeable transition point when you're actually wearing them. As far as the dynamic fit collar is concerned, I know a lot of people have questions about that. There's no restrictiveness to it, there's no extra support to it. It's really just an elasticated sock, an extra layer of material wrapping your ankle to give that sensation of a mid-cut shoe, but not actually any extra ankle support, or like I said, it doesn't change the flexibility of the shoe. There's no restrictiveness to it whatsoever. As far as the fit is concerned, it's a thin, very lightweight shoe that does have a tighter fit overall, as you would expect from a Mercurial model. So no extra space on the inside of the shoe, and not necessarily ideal for wider foot types. So if you do have really wide feet, probably not the best option for you. But with that being said, if you don't mind tighter fitting shoes, these will fit most people. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. And with these shoes, in regards to the fit, it's really important that they do fit you properly. If you buy these things with a lot of extra growing room, both in the width and the length, you're going to have issues with discomfort because your foot's not going to be secured in place properly. So if you are planning on buying any of the mid-cut Flyknit models from Nike, it's really, really important that you buy them to fit you properly right now, as opposed to with a ton of growing room. All right, guys, that's it for my review of the Silverstorm Superfly 4. Again, if you guys do want more details on the overall fit, feel, and performance, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Also on that page, along with the review, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick these guys up below their normal $275 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair for yourself, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. If you guys have any questions at all regarding the Superfly 4, leave them down below in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer your questions. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.